Hello, my dear friend. Happy post-Purim atmosphere. Um, I, as I always do after holiday, I ask the ultimate question that we all try to escape and avoid. What is the ultimate question? How are you different now? What has changed? Are you a different person now that you have done the mitzvot of Purim? Or are you just went through the motions and do whatever the book say, and you did Purim and you feel great, I did a mitzvah? Well, that's the difference between life and death, my dear friends. If we just follow mitzvot, commandments, like nice puppies, to get a treat, it's not gonna do any good to our soul and to the world. So don't let it go. Don't let it pass. We're still in the post-Purim, week and days. The energy is still a bit palpable. Although this year Purim was a little bit challenging because it was on Friday. But we have to understand, we are religious, or we should be religious, or do, halacha and mitzvot in order to change. So what has changed? How are you different? How did this Purim transform you? And trust me, I'm asking myself too. So what is Purim about? Purim is a preparation for Passover. Purim is breaking free of the Amalek in us, in the doubts of who we truly can be. Purim is the moment where I try to bypass my fear of being my true self. That's why it's all about mask. Interesting, this year, we are all with a mask. We're all hiding something. God is saying, I put you all under the mask. And we have a whole year of Purim. Can you reveal yourself and start expressing the new part of you? Stop playing games with me. Go out in the world. Fight the evil. Mordechai and Esther were very proactive. This is going to prepare us for Passover. Passover is the delivery, is the birth of the Jewish people, is the birth of the new self, of complete freedom as individuals, as part of the collective. But we can only be free within the nation. The nation can be free if we as individuals become free. Purim is the moment of individual freedom. But in order to achieve that freedom, we have to not be afraid to become who we can be. Esther only became Esther because she was pushed a bit by Mordechai. She was pushed to take action into a situation where she could have completely be oblivious and go with the flow. Oh no, a nice Jewish girl, she has to stay home. She's not going to get involved in politics. And, with Achashverosh, which is like a dog, it's not tznius. I can't do that. Or she saw she could save the Jewish people, literally. Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Jews. And Mordechai, same thing, he was not very popular at the time. He was a tzaddik, nistar, so to speak. The people knew him, but he was not, they didn't like what he did. He fought Haman. He confronted Haman. Haman is the snake in you, is the pharaoh in us. And Achashverosh is that way of thinking also that is not helping us. So we have doubts, and we have the habits of life and the giving up of hope of who we can be, who we are. Enough, fight it. You have to ask yourself, what is the thing that blocks me the most? What is my greatest fear? Take off the mask, confront yourself, look in the mirror, who I think I can be. And what's the thing that's really stopping me? What's the Amalek and the Achashverosh that's stopping me from being the best of myself? Enough. I can be great. Great as an individual, great as part of the collective, as long as I'm humble, as long as I desire to be close to God. If that's my real intention, then my greatness can be revealed. Remove the blockages. We have to remove the blockages of what's stopping us from being ourselves, because we are much more than what we think. We have a soul, infinite, connected to God. Anything's possible. But sometimes it requires doing things that we're not comfortable with. Mordechai was not put in a comfortable place. Esther was not put in a comfortable place. Moshe Rabbeinu was not put in a comfortable place, confronting Pharaoh. Imagine me going to the president or the terrorist and having a discussion with him and convincing him that let my people go, don't touch them, don't send missiles, don't stop stabbing, whatever it is. It takes some guts to do that. So we have to get guts to confront ourselves. All the greatest people were all warriors of God. Rabbi Akiva, Shimon Bar Yochai, they were fighting the government, they were fighting the system, they were fighting the matrix. They were not letting it take over. Don't let society, your rationalization, your comfort zone take over this physical world. You have to let the soul take control and say, I can fight that. I can fight the physical. And it's not easy. The Ramchal says it's a terrible war. The physical is more powerful in appearance behind the mask. It looks like my muscles are stronger than my soul muscle, my desires, my physical desires, sexual, for food, for honor, glory, fame, whatever, looks much stronger than my little spark of spiritual desire in me to be a good person. But it's not true. We know that if we remove the mask, hides behind the nose and the mouth, the air, which represents our connection to Olam Haba, the connection to our soul. Our soul went through there. And guess what? God is saying, you know what you're doing? You're hiding your power of your soul, the power of your breath, the power that is much powerful. This is your weapons. Those are your weapons. Sensing what's truly good or not. We sense it, we feel it, we smell it. The nose, the smell, the sense of smell is what enabled to differentiate between good and evil. It's the only sense that was not in Gan Eden attacked by the snake. It says it's a spiritual sense. It's the only sense that the body doesn't derive pleasure, they say. It's not a physical pleasure, it's a spiritual pleasure. And then the mouth, that's where we use to speak Torah, to pray. That's what enables us to fight. It says a double-edged sword is our mouth that we can use to kill, destroy, or to resurrect the dead and say God's name. So remove the mask. The Corona message, which happened right after Purim last year, it has been a year. And we thought it was going to come and go. And God is saying, you still haven't taken off your mask. Take off your mask, reveal your true power. Start smelling what's really good in your life that you have to do, what's really bad in your life that's blocking you. Use your soul. Live life, connect to God. Become spiritual. What's stopping you? Fight it. Fight it. Say it. Say what's bad. If we cannot express it, we not really in touch with it. So we have to try to speak it out. This is the thing that's blocking me. This is my greatest fear. This is what prevents me from being free. So that's our preparation for Passover. Ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself, what's my greatest power? What's the greatest I can be? Right? Because this is concluding the whole year, the whole beginning of the first 6 months, from Rosh Hashanah, where we had potential, we envisioned who we could be, we tapped into our potential, we fasted all day, like we were like angels. And now we come at the end of the first cycle, right? This is the winter cycle, fall winter cycle. Now and then it's going to spring summer cycle, which we have to give birth to all that potential. We see the seeds we have planted, but we cannot let ourselves be trapped. We have, in order to be completely free on Passover, we need to ask ourselves this question, and we need to rejoice. The Jews, there is light, there is joy inside. Let it burst within all that darkness and all those craziness of this world and the manipulation and conspiracies and whatever craziness is in the world. There's a light in you, there's a joy in you, joy of life. Nothing matters, only God is behind everything. Everything is really good, but I have to learn to see it. It's not easy. So don't let nature take over, don't let the moods take over, don't let the media take over, don't take, right? Because that's what Amalek wants. It's all coincidence, it's the event, it's just Corona, it just happened. No. Everything is designed very precisely. Everything is a message for us to understand. So try to make the job, the work, the internal introspection after Purim, so that you can truly be free and get ready for a real Passover, a real Pesach, where you're going completely free. And Pesach, what is Pesach? Pesach is going back to our true identity, pure. There's a curse I love to say on Pesach. Say, you're nothing but matzah, a piece of matzah. Nothing else than a piece of matzah. Yes, you're nothing else than flour and water, body and soul. That's all what you are, your body and soul. But if you know what a body and a soul is, a body and soul, it's a male and a female. It's a husband and wife. It's able to do anything. But you have to go back to remove that one element, the chametz, the yeast, the leaven, that makes us become who we are not. We transform ourselves, we put brands, we dress a certain way, we put certain masks, we become a doctor, a this, a that. We look religious, put a beard, do stuff, and then we pretend to be something else, or someone that we think we're meant to be. But is that the true you? If you want to be really free and be loved by everyone and learn to love everyone, you got to remove all the shtick. You got to remove, to see yourself for who you truly are. Remove the yeast, remove the chametz. Become pure matzah and water. Identify your true qualities, your true greatness, your true self. Stop making yourself bigger. Chametz is a mask. It's making us look the way we're not. Garments are the mask. We're naked in Gan Eden. We didn't need garments, so to speak, physical garments at least. We had garments of light. Our soul was just shining. It was just natural garments of light. And then with the sin of Adam HaRishon, everybody got corona. Everybody started wearing a mask. Everybody starting needing external garments to identify, because we had lost the inner and the true awareness of who am I, what's my true greatness. So we're really, this is really what we have to do. Know who you are, know how you are being hurt, know who has hurt you, and try to fix those relationships. You can only be free as a Jewish people if you're free as an individual. The freedom of the individual is the preparation for the freedom of the collective. That's what's Purim before Passover. And so we have to really start to think of who we truly are, who we truly can be, so that on Passover we can realize it and experience it and connect to God on the deepest level and allow God to give us the gift of being close to Him and accessing our full potential and freeing not only ourselves but everyone. What's the Passover Seder is when I'm trying to free everybody at my table, to feel that emunah, that trust in God, that knowledge that God is with me in every moment, every darkness, every suffering, every pain, every joy, in everything. There's no more Amalek then, because there's no coincidence, there's no pour, there's no how you say, random. There's no goral, no lottery. Everything is from Hashem, everything is calculated. Then you feel safe, you feel in the arms of God. So this is what I wanted to share with you, my friends. Try to reflect on it, because it's actually very deep stuff. It's the key to our real happiness. And that's what can set us free. And we all want to be free. Free of corona, free of pain, free of darkness, free from the exile. So hopefully we will all become free. Try to answer the questions to yourself. Ask your friends or your rabbi, if you're looking for freedom. And God willing, we'll all join in our final exile and a final geula, meaning finishing the final exile and then entering the geula and experience a Pesach with Moshiach. Mira b'yameinu. Amen.